Hello, YouTube. My name is Jennifer Radke, and the name of my website is iwishiwereme.com. And it's here that I explore some body positivity, anti-diet, against diet culture ideas. I have come to this body positive world maybe a little later than I probably should have. I spent 30 plus years in a diet cycle. So I would diet and then I would lose weight and I would then gain weight. And what was starting to happen is that I would lose weight very quickly at the beginning and gain it back very slowly. But by the time I hit the last diet I ever did, it took me a very long time to lose the weight I wanted to lose and like no time at all to gain it all back. And when I finally hit that point, when I finally hit that kind of rock bottom where I began to realize that I spend so much energy dieting. I'm a type A personality, so when I do something, I give it everything I have, and so dieting for me meant writing so many lists and tracking so many things and feeling like a failure if I didn't check something off. And being completely exhausted by the scale and completely exhausted by my workouts and hating my workouts, even though I had been a gym rat since I was about 10 years old and I began to really hate going to the gym. There were some things that were happening that I was just like, I hate this. And when I finally reached my goal weight, I had hoped to be able to maintain. That had always been my issue, was maintaining my weight. But your body's not really set up to maintain that weight. When you lose a bunch of weight, your body's not really set up to maintain it. So I started reading. I picked up a book called Health at Every Size. And if you've never heard of this book, I 100% guarantee it. So I had lost a bunch of weight. I had gone away from where I live to another city where my family is because my uncle was dying. And I spent about 3 weeks where I didn't diet. I was conscious of all the food I was eating. I was ensuring that my portion sizes were small, but I also wasn't working out. And when I met with my diet coach when I got back into town, I had gained a significant amount of weight, more than you should have in 3 weeks. And I was blown away. I said to my diet coach, I don't know what happened. Like I did everything right, or I did everything as right as I could, the situation being what it was. And she said, well, sometimes we have to learn to put the oxygen mask on ourselves first. And I got so pissed off. Because I said, I was putting the oxygen mask on myself. I was continuing to do quote unquote healthy habits. I was doing the things that should have resulted in a maintenance of weight. And she was sitting across from me telling me that I spent too much time with my dying uncle. Or at least that's what I heard. And that just made me mad. So I walked out of that diet center. And after having done 15 plus diets in my lifetime, I didn't want to do it anymore. And I had heard about this book, Health at Every Size, and I picked it up and I started reading it, and I was blown away. I was just blown away. All these years, all this time, I had spent dieting, when the reality is that science knows diets don't work. This book had so many studies, and they were all there for me to research if I wanted to go into it. And I started talking about being healthy without being skinny. And all of a sudden, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I have always been a healthy person. So what if I'm not skinny? I mean, I want to be skinny because the world around me tells me that's what I should want. The world around me tells me that if I eat in a way that makes my body feel good and I work out in a way that makes my body feel good, that I should be skinny. And if I'm not, then I should want to be skinny and I should do more of those things. All of a sudden, it just kind of made sense. Now, don't get me wrong, it's been very difficult for a number of reasons. I mean, the first being that we live in the world we live in, and people here in the world we live in the culture we live in, has been given the message that thinner is better. Thinner is healthier. And we can see it all around us, especially if you're someone who lives in a body that's bigger, women who are thinner getting preferential treatment and getting things just because of their size. So that's been tough. It's been tough because for years I was the healthy one. I was the one everybody looked at to go to the gym all the time. I was the one who, when someone had a question about food, they would ask me. And now I'm in a new job, so nobody really knows me, and nobody would ask me those questions because I don't look like I have the type of body that would know the answer to those. So that's been tough. Trying to resist diet triggers. So I will see pictures of myself sometimes, or I will avoid getting pictures of myself taken sometimes, or I will, I don't step on the scale anymore, but I will put on a shirt that I haven't worn in a while and it won't fit right, or I will start to feel uncomfortable in my pants. And that's when I just kind of know that my mind immediately goes towards, well, maybe I should do something about this. You are doing something about this. You're going to love yourself. You're going to accept yourself. You're going to say, yeah, okay, I may be getting bigger, but that's okay. I love you anyway. So that's been tough. Learning how not to diet has been tough. For so many years, it's been eating on a diet and a cheat meal. Eating on a diet and a cheat meal. And now it's like, I spent the first little while on this eating a lot of things that I would have considered bad foods in my dieting days. Learning how to eat in a way that makes my body feel fantastic has been really tough. Other people's reactions to my weight loss, or my weight gain, has been really tough. You know, people are living in the world that we live in. The message, thinner is better, thinner is healthier. So they think it's okay to cloak messages about my body in a health paradigm, saying, you know, oh, well, we're just, you know, I just want you to be healthy. Meanwhile, I probably eat more vegetables than they do and go to the gym more often than they do. Not that that's the bar. The bar's changed for me now. Totally changed for me now. Now it's not so much about making sure that I tick off all the boxes. Now it's about saying, okay, what does my body want? That can be hard. I guess what I'm saying is that I've been on this journey a little while now. Since reading Health at Every Size, I've read a number of books, and I'm really excited about a couple that I have coming up. I have set some boundaries and some ground rules for myself about lines that I don't want people to cross anymore. I've been vocal with the people I care about my new body positive journey, and I have been showing myself as much compassion as I possibly can. When I feel that sadness for the body I used to have, when I feel that sadness for the girl who used to be the one that could answer all the questions, I let myself feel sad. And then I look at myself and I go, you know what? You're an amazing person. You've done some incredible things. And now it's time to move out of the thinner is better and instead step into your life. I gave up so much of my life to diet. And we don't really think about these things. We just go, oh, well, we're just being healthy. But when I started coming home from the gym and just wanting a nap and getting into my pajamas right away, I knew that that wasn't what I wanted. And now I have a whole life where people say, wow, you are so busy. I am busy. So if you're thinking about starting a journey where you step off of that diet cycle and just allow yourself to eat and rest, I commend you. I see you, and I know you're doing fantastic. If you're thinking about moving towards more of a body positive lifestyle, an anti-diet lifestyle, stepping outside of diet culture and beginning to recognize what diet culture has done to the world we live in, I highly recommend Health at Every Size. It's a fantastic book that is really backed up with a lot of scientific studies. So it gives you a lot of food for thought. Reach out if you have any questions. I would be so happy to help. Again, my name is Jennifer Radke, and the name of my website is I Wish I Were Me.